Jajce is famous for a couple of things. One is being the last capital of the Bosnian Kingdom. Before it fell to the Ottoman Empire, it was the last city to be taken. It's also famous for being the birthplace of Yugoslavia. And that's what we're talking about today. On the 29th of November 1943, Tito held a meeting here in Jajce where all the republics agreed to the formation of Yugoslavia, and that's remembered every year. And today is the nearest Saturday to that event, so we're going to check out what's going on. Interesting observation about today from my perspective. Today is one day in town where I don't feel really weird and stupid talking to a camera and filming loads of things, because everybody's doing it. Cell phones are okay, that guy just gave me a weird look. But basically, yeah, it's a day, get your camera, get your phone out, record everything that's going on. It's one of the bigger events that happens in town during the year. As you can tell, the rain is pouring down. I'm going against the flow just to show you the museum, then I'm going home because I'm wet. So behind me here is the Abnorm Museum, and you can see on the screen here what Abnorm means. Back in 1943, 29th of November, that's where they were having a meeting where they signed to say, yeah, we're going to form Yugoslavia. So that is the place. It's well worth a visit if you ever happen to be in town and you've not been in there. So we're getting ready for stuff happening at the end of the year, and Christmas events and things like that. And I've got some work to do on that, so that's what my Saturday is going to look like. Rowan's working today. She's got craft activities and a violin sort of group activity going on a little bit later today. Otherwise she'd have been out there playing, although she probably wouldn't have been in this weather because not ideal for clarinets. So yeah, she's done well, I think, to have had work commitments inside today. It meant she didn't have to stand outside in the rain. Today is one of those days, and by that I mean it's one of those days where you wake up as normal, roll out of bed, suddenly catch a glance out the window and see that it's snowing. All is good in the world. This is not my way to work, this is a detour. I just wanted to have a quick look at this. This is not a lot of snow, obviously. It's a light dusting and it is snowing very lightly, but it is snowing, and that's always cool. Right, better get to work. Music teaching makes up a big part of both what Rowan and I do. For Rowan now, it's pretty much something that happens every working day. For me, I'll try and stick all my courses on one day, so I've got time for other songwriting and recording projects that I'm involved in, and today is that day.
Okay, ciao.
So how was your course this morning?
Yeah, it was cool. We're preparing for a concert next Friday, and yeah, just going to play Jingle Bells and Song of the Wind.
And you got more courses today?
Yeah, I've got 2 more violin lessons and cooking. today.
And I was thinking about this earlier, cooking, is it really cooking or is it, we call it cooking, but is it more baking?
It's baking, yeah. It's cakes and biscuits and muffins and that kind of thing.
It's 20 to 12 and it's time for me to get set up. I've got about 7 hours straight now of back-to-back music lessons. But well, from 12 o'clock about to happen, so let's get ready. Busy day, but really happy about the number of students I've got now. It was kind of like, suddenly at one point I was going, ooh, you know, am I really teaching that many people? We say teaching is a big part of what we do. And then suddenly, this whole new influx of younger people. And that's really good for us on the music front. It's really good for us in terms of all the activities we do, the social stuff, the cooking stuff, everything. To see kind of the next generation. Because we're kind of, well, we're 6 years into what we're doing now in Jajce. And anyone who's done youth work knows that youth work goes in seasons. That you'll get kind of a group of young people who come to stuff you do. But young people grow up and then they stop coming because they're not young people anymore. And that's really normal. But of course it can kind of feel like a bit of a failure, like you lose people. But that's natural, that's the nature of the work. One of the challenges of working in the winter here is having a fire inside. You kind of have a too cold or too hot scenario. If you don't have the fire going, it's way too cold to play, and people have got to have warm hands if they're learning instruments. If I'm in there all day, it's yeah, it gets to your head a little bit. It's so warm. I'm standing outside, it is freezing cold. Cooling down for a bit, getting a bit of fresh air before I go back in. So I'm done for the day. Had a couple of cancellations, managed to get some sheet music made for one of my students, which I'd forgotten to do, so that helped me out there, and managed to get a start on the bed music for this video. Remains for me to say is that is it for this week's video. Thanks very much for watching. Do rate, comment and subscribe if you like what you've seen, and remember that together we do adventure. We'll see you next time. So this is how I like to blow off steam at the end of a long day teaching music. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.